Welcome back guys to another Disgaea RPG video, and the sins are coming, the 7 deadly sins. This has been hyped about for a long while. I think a lot of people have been looking forward to this event that's coming up, this collaboration, the first one for Global, and I'm going to be looking at all the units, trying to review them for you, let you know how good they are. There's a bit of a disclaimer to these ones because on JP, if you don't already know this, they do get updated in the future. They do get an extra buff. So what I'll do is I'll show you their JP, and then I'm going to show you what the difference is from when we're first going to get them in Global, because I don't think they're going to give us the buffed version. They'll give us the unbuffed version, and then I will show you the difference between them, and they're quite significant. So we're looking at Meliodas. Of course, you've got to look at the captain first. He's the big one. He's the big boy. The Dragon Sin of Wrath. He is a sword unit with the ram, so that's going to be the knight chest piece there. I say ram, probably some sort of horse, but it is the knight chest piece. Ignore that. So these stats here are the buffed JP stats, and as you can see, they are sublime. His attributes, just got this little fire one here because of his demon fire. He's got them. Weapon mastery, sword, but as you can see here, on these abilities, I'm going to try and get them both up. So as you can see, there's the stat buffs. Quite a big significant damage on that attack one. Defense gets a good nice buff as well. His intelligence gets randomly buffed. And resistance a bit as well, but the HP as well. Speed wise, what was his speed? 53. Slightly below average. Nothing to worry about. You'll get boots on him. He's fine. So I'm going to try and get them both on here. So as you can see, the bottom here is the current JP abilities, and above are the differences. So NE7 is the same, but the rest have been buffed. I will read them as the JP, and then I'll just go back and tell you the difference, because you can already see it on there, but I'll talk you through in them. So this leader, captain's orders, party attack and HP plus 15%. It's decent. So for us on Global, it'll just be 13% to begin with. That's still quite good. It's only 2% buff there, but it's quite noticeable. I'm quite good, happy with that one. The NE plus 1, Glimpse of Darkness. The damage that you do with a special move plus 55%. Now that right there is really, really good. Global, it's a 45 when he first comes in. Even 45 is pretty decent, and then the buff that one extra 10% in the future, even better. That's a proper S rank damage person there. NE plus 5, down to business. At the beginning of the battle, your attack plus 45% for 3 turns. That there is pretty good. For Global, it's going to start at 32. And I mean, that's quite a significant buff. A 13% buff for an extra 3 turns when we do eventually get it is good. I mean 32, that was already pretty high. And then to raise it again by 45% is even better. The NE7, the one doesn't change. Alrighty then. SP consumed when you are equipped with a sword weapon, minus 15%. Not a massive reduction in SP use, but you're still going to notice it. If you're using a lot of SP moves, which you will be, if you're using the higher expensive ones, you can notice 15%. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst, and extra SP is always helpful. So let's look at these skills, and you can see up here one, the Demon Sword Lost Vein is the only one that gets buffed, but I'll scroll back to that in a second. So his first skill he gets is Enchant Hellblaze, his AoE attacking fire attribute, and it also buffs his own attack by 5%. It's good, except for the fire attribute is slightly, I wouldn't say concerning, something to be aware of, because of the main damage dealer. As soon as you come up against a unit with high fire resistance, you're not going to see a lot of damage come out of this. But overall, it's pretty good, and it does raise his attack up by 5%. This Demon Sword Lost Vein, F to F plus damage, another area effect attack. A bit more expensive this time, but it does also raise his attack by 30 up to 40%. So, The difference between this and JP is when we initially get it, it's going to be from 25 up to 30, and it does get the buff from up to 30 to 40 in the future. But even 25 up to 30% is still pretty decent, so the buffs you're getting for me, they're just the icing on the cake, they're all pretty good. The NE plus 3 move, which you're probably going to do for him, of course you can do it. If you're summoning for Meliodas and you do not put Rainbow Prinnies into him, then what's the point of summoning on him? Divine Slayer, his big single attack, again fire attribute, S to S plus damage, expensive, medium expensive, starts off at 70 and drops down. Has this wording here as well, the less physical strength you have, the more powerful you will be. So the lower his HP, the more powerful this move will be, is what I'm believing that to mean. His magic spells, quite a good variety there. Level 4 Braveheart, that's low to get Braveheart. Level 9 Shield, then Magic Barrier, Mega Braveheart at 22, Mega Shield and Mega Magic Barrier. These are all very good and all going to have their uses. Especially Mega Braveheart for future sword users. I know some people will initially go, they don't want to get Mega Braveheart in him because they don't want to do it on him and it's going to be a waste of effort, but it is not. Doing it now, starting it early, is going to save you a lot of time in the future when you think, oh, now Meliodas needs that Mega Braveheart. The earlier you get it, the better for me, because farming, even up to 22, if you're farming hard, it's still going to take over a week, really, I think. Mega Shield, Mega Magic Barrier, personal choices for me. They are good, but as I've already said about the effort you need to get up to there, it's going to be a lot of effort. I mean, if the future raid comes out and you get that Weapon Mastery Innocent, then knock yourself out, go for it. We've got a lot of mana, we're getting more access to mana potions now as well, so we do have the option for these spells. So we're going to go back up, and I'm going to say, I'm disappointed, because he's a Meliodas, and it's first season 7 Deadly Sins, you can tell that by what his outfit really, and what he's wearing. Why hasn't he got a full counter move? I would have loved if he had a full counter move, or even a full counter ability, of whether he gets hit by a skill, he counters it for say 30% of his attack, or if he had a skill where it was, you use this skill, and for the next 2 turns he'll counter any attack for a certain amount of his attack. I would have loved that, and that would have been a massive, massive incentive for me to summon. Not that you need that extra incentive, because he is very good. So these abilities, I'll look at the global ones, because that's what we're summoning on. Attack and HP plus 13%, that is good. Extra damage coming from this damage you do a special move plus 45%. So with Mega Braveheart and Braveheart, they do top out eventually at 500%. So if you do get that far with Braveheart and Meliodas, he also has this extra 45% damage he does from that 500% buff he's already getting. So very, very epic damage numbers coming out of him. The 32% buff at the start of battle, that's good as well. It's only for 3 turns, but it is good. It's like he's already been given a friend power just by starting the battle, and his damage he's going to be putting out, it really is high, really high damage, and with the SP reduction as well at NE7, you're going to be seeing a lot more use out of these skills. Sword already has a couple of pretty good sword batteries. So Dark Knight is an SP plus 10. Cicely, the wand user, she is a sword SP battery as well for an extra plus 10, I believe. So there's definitely a lot of SP there. So you're going to be out, if you can get out his bigger moves earlier, you're going to see more use of that 15% SP consumed when equipped with a sword. But other than that, having the NE7, he is not bottlenecked to sword use at all for me. There's nothing about him that says he needs to have a sword, because nothing there is really saying, other than SP consumed, but I can get over SP consumed by 15% if equipped with a sword. If you've got a better team it's going to fit on, then yes, happily go for it. Because even if you don't build him as a sword user, for future events that do have sword geo effects, he'll still come into play with that. if you build him randomly as an axe user, I don't know what you would, I'm just saying, if you build him as an axe user and the future event is Sword Forte, you can still bring him in with that axe and have his high axe weapon mastery, and he'll be dealing some serious damage with an axe, I'm for sure. So there we go, guys. We're starting the sins with probably the best sin. I mean, some of them are better than others. There's no Escanor. It's a bit of a shame there's no Escanor. I would have loved to have a big axe unit with Escanor. You've got the Tavern Elizabeth coming as well. And then the one I think I'm going to be going hardest for, the banner-wise, of the sins, is where Etna and Elizabeth cosplay each other. I can't think of their exact names, but they're dressed up as the other one, so it's, say, Tavern Etna and then Demon Elizabeth. I think I'm going to be going for that banner. I might put a few on Meliodas because he is that hard of a hitting and my sword units are a bit lacking and I haven't got Fuka. So I think I might go for Meliodas as well, but I think definitely the bulk of my quartz are going to be going to that cosplay banner for sure. But really, he's an S tier damage dealer for sure, definitely S tier damage, and he has that future proofing of the Braveheart and Mega Braveheart, all round great unit, and even more future proofing because he's got these epic buffs coming up in the future as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did enjoy it, please do hit like, and if you want to see more, please do consider subscribing to the channel because there's going to be plenty more to come out again. But that's it for me. Bye.